Hey guys, it's Sign here with Hobbies Man. Once again, today we're going to be doing another first impressions review. Today we're going to be looking at Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen Volume 1, which is a spin-off manga from Witch Hat Atelier that focuses on basically the foodie genre, right? So it's written by Hiromi Sato, who is, I'm guessing, one of the people that works with Kamome Shirahama to create Witch Hat Atelier, and they managed to copy her style well enough and had a significant idea that allowed them to make the spinoff, right? So as far as I understand it, that's how it usually goes. When a manga gets a spinoff, it's usually because the mangaka likes the assistant that pitched the idea, and they allow them to continue that work, right? So yeah, this is published by Kodansha, as you guys can see right there. I don't like this logo, but you know, it works. And the demographic here is shonen. The genres here are fantasy and gourmet or foodie, whatever you want to call it. Basically, like food manga or the food genre. And it does not have an adaptation, although I think Witch Hat Atelier in general doesn't have an adaptation, even though it should really, because it's phenomenal, right? So yeah, in terms of rating, this is a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed my time with it, but I don't necessarily think that everyone else will. I have a very specific set of tastes, and this fits perfectly within those tastes, right? So for me, it works phenomenally. It is great. But I don't necessarily think that it will appeal to all that many people. Even if they are fans of the Witch Hat Atelier manga, I don't necessarily know that this will work for them. So this is basically a cookbook, but instead of just providing you the recipes, it provides you a story that goes with the recipes, right? So it mostly focuses on Kifri and Orlogio, or Olrugio, I guess is his name, who are basically dealing with the reality of being teachers for these young girls and dealing with the fact that they're also their caretakers, and that includes feeding them. And so they have to live off the land, find things that they can eat, and create interesting, good recipes that these girls are going to be able to eat and enjoy, even with all the fact that, you know, they all have their own personal preferences for food. And we get to see a bunch of really nice, enjoyable recipes. And of course, at the end of each chapter, it also tells you how to change the recipe so that you can actually use real world ingredients to make these recipes. So if you're someone that likes manga and has an interest in cooking, but you haven't found recipes, you might like this book for that reason. Let me see if I can show you one of these pages. So here you go. It's a proper recipe, and it shows you, hey, here's where you might want to switch to, you know, real world ingredients to do this thing, right? So, yeah, it's really phenomenal. I really enjoy recipe books like this. That's why I love Drifting Dragons. However, I don't necessarily like Delicious in Dungeon as much, and that's because I find the storytelling in Delicious in Dungeon to be a lot more boring than the cooking aspect. And so I don't find myself enjoying the whole thing because I find it to be unbalanced, right? Whereas with Drifting Dragons, I love both. And with this, I don't have to worry about liking both because this is purely for recipes and the main story is purely for the story of the series, right? So I find that this avoids the balancing issue quite well. So I like it a lot. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you guys are interested in these recipe manga type books. And you know, maybe I will start a a cooking series on the channel where I go through some of these recipes and tell you guys how they are. I don't know. That's been an idea that I've had for a while. I've just not been able to implement it because I don't know how to go about creating a cooking show on YouTube. So, yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and see you guys later.